pisses me off is the discourse around how women only go for the top 15% of men. Like, am I supposed to be going for the fat loser who doesn't have a job and lives at home?
The entire world of single women dating the exact same man definitely looks like that's a possibility. At least in this entire town, all of these girls are apparently dating this one guy named Bryce, because Briley posts this picture saying, posting my ex situationship because I miss him, and what's he gonna do about it? Well, Briley, apparently the whole town, because she made that post less than a week ago. We're counting up into the 30s of women all posting their pictures with your boy Bryce. We really apparently had this girl Chloe fooled, and also Briley, and there was, I think, a Gemma and maybe a Stephanie. Honestly, the more pictures I see of this guy, I'm wondering if he even has a job at this point. There are so many girls with pictures of this man. It really does start to get quite damning as you scroll through the comments. Good for the ones who are sticking by him and saying that even though they know that there's at least 20 to 30 other women actively talking to Bryce, he's still the best. And you know what, while we're at it, let's just go ahead and warn the boys too. Because as long as your boy Bryce is out there, apparently no one's safe. If you choose to keep talking to him, just know that you are playing ball at your own risk.
That brother ain't taking no prisoners. That brother is experiencing all forms of life. I'm not denying myself anything. All of you boys and girls can get it. That man he's living life with a vengeance.
Here's my hot take, and it's probably going to piss a lot of you off. Men only want to be fed and left alone. And the reason that they get mad is because at least one of three of these things is not happening.
12 seconds later.
I'm laughing at myself because I just rewatched that video and wow. I'm too evolved for because in this moment, I am realizing that I have a lot of work to do around hating men. And who would thought that if I want men to respect me, I need to respect them as well. Damn it!
Here's my hot take that might ruffle some feathers. She is only scratching the surface, and absolutely she's right in that she needs to do a ton of work at dismantling her hate for men. But it is not just that men need respect. Like, absolutely they need that. Like, I think that is a human decency, like, basic for anybody. But what the man needs that you're wanting to be in a relationship with is for you to understand men, for you to understand him. And that historically is what women struggle with the most, because what it takes from women is not always being right, taking accountability, saying I'm sorry, and putting the relationship needs beyond your own personal gain. That is what most women struggle with, even women that already respect men as a whole. Unfortunately, the men that come along and try to help her in the healing process, those are the guys that are like most likely the really good guys. They are genuine and they are patient and they are loyal. Unfortunately, those are the guys that end up getting the most hurt, and that is what's really messed up.
Sometimes a bad decision is better than no decision at all. I'm on a date with this girl a couple years ago, and things are going pretty well. It's maybe our second or third date, and I decided we should probably get something to eat. We've been out for a little while. I'm hungry. She's probably hungry. So we start having that conversation. Stereotypical conversation. I ask her where she wants to eat. She says, I don't know. I say, what do you like? She says, I'm in the mood for whatever. Problem is, I'm also indecisive, and I don't want to take her somewhere that she doesn't want to go, but she agrees because she thinks it makes it easier. Whole time, I'm going to be thinking about the fact that she might be thinking about the fact that she doesn't want to be where she is right now. Needless to say, we're still having that conversation about 30 minutes later, and I can tell she's starting to get irritated. I said something along the lines of, I don't really know. So she says, well, since you don't know, let's ask someone who might. She proceeds to make a call to who I presume to be someone that she was also talking to at the time. And I say this because about 15 minutes later, in the dead empty parking lot that we were in, another vehicle pulls up immediately next to me. And without a single word, she gets up, exits my vehicle, enters the vehicle adjacent to mine. That vehicle backs out of the spot, leaves the parking lot. Just make a decision. Just make one. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter if it's good, bad, worse. Just make one.
If this really happened, that is wild. There's so much to unpack here, okay? Because first of all, why y'all couldn't figure out what y'all wanted to eat? Nobody threw out no names of no restaurants, and y'all like, what was that? And then she was like, you know what? Since you can't figure it out, let me find somebody that can figure it out. That is crazy. I don't even know what to do with it. I hear you on just make a decision.
I mean, yes, I do hear him on just make a decision. But see, the thing about this is, I think he might have dodged a bullet. And I'm saying that because anybody that will make that type of decision in the midst of a date or whatever you guys were doing to call another person to come and get them, if this really happened, because this is a bizarre story, and I don't know if I can fully believe it, but if this really happened, anybody that calls another person that they're dating to come and meet them at the spot where they are with another person that they're dating, that person is unstable. And listen, I know a lot of people were as she should and all this stuff in the comments, but that seems like a very dangerous situation.
I was thinking it. I ain't want to say it, but yeah.
Very dangerous. But also, that just shows the lack of respect. And I do believe that if you're taking someone on a date, you definitely should have a plan in place. And I just believe that this guy was somewhat of a, if overthinking was a person, 'cause he definitely overthought that.
Yeah.
But I get it. I get the level of overthinking that he did, because you don't want to put somebody in a position to where they're thinking about, man, I really don't want to be here. Now you've wasted your money because this person doesn't like what you chose. And now you're feeling like you are a bad decision maker. You can't plan a good date. And I get that. But I believe that if she didn't want to be on a date with you, she wouldn't have been there. And she probably would have went along with whatever he wanted to do.
Quite possibly. I think okay, let me back up, because I think some people will be like, well, how was it dangerous? If there was another male in the car, you don't know how the combining of those two males could have turned out, because either one of them could have seen it as complete and total disrespect, gotten out of the car, and a whole fight ensued, right?
But what's going to be said to that is, then you need to teach men how to control their emotions a lot better.
You're not wrong. You are not wrong. You are 100% not wrong. You're not.
But unfortunately,
cannot disagree with you.
There's some men that slip through the cracks and they don't have the emotional control.
Seems like they did, though. So shout out to them for being emotionally in control of themselves, right? The other part of that is, from her perspective, I get it. Like, you want someone who's going to be able to make decisions, and you can't even decide on dinner or lunch or whatever. But at the same time, neither could you. So that's a fine line we walk. We see the videos, we hear the conversation. Women can never decide on what they want to eat, and we want somebody to take control of that. But then we want to be in control. You don't want someone that's controlling. So it's a very fine line that you walk. And again, I get both of their perspectives. One, for her, if you are indecisive on this, how can I trust you to make decisions on the big things? This is a little thing. How can you make a big decision, right? And from his perspective, he's overanalyzing everything. He wants to make sure that she's comfortable, and in a place that she wants to be. So I get both sides. I'd say I think they both dodged a bullet.
Probably. I would. Yeah, I can agree with that. But again, in these types of situations, especially for the women, you got to decide what you want. Do you want somebody that you would quote unquote call a leader, and this person is making all the decisions for you? Or do you want to be a partner? Because somebody that would be a true partner would just say, hey, well, I like to eat here. How about we go here? But if you want a leader, you can't turn that switch on and then turn it off later when he's making other decisions for you. I don't want to hear all this. Well, he's controlling, or you don't like the decision that he makes. And because, you get in these situations and you want somebody to choose and be the leader and make the plans. But then later on, now you want to try to make the plans. You can't have it both ways. You really can't. And I guess you can say, well, I got to see if he's a person that can make decisions as well as I can, so that we can share the load later. But I doubt that's the conversation or the thought pattern that this person was having. Anybody that would get out of a car and go, that's wild.
That is wild.
Yeah, I tend to agree with what they said. This could be a dangerous situation. I know, assuming it's actually a real story, you don't, first of all, what you're doing is putting yourself in a dangerous position. But number one. Number two, you're not really thinking about, like they were saying, you're not really thinking about, hey, this man is coming in, encroaching on my territory. Now, Like he was saying, she's probably doing you a favor. So you should, if you step back, think about it like that. Oh, I mean, she did me a favor because, you know, acting like that, doing something like that, pulling a stunt like that, you know, there's no reason for me to get to a point in a place where I let myself go and possibly go to jail over some loser. You know what I mean? I've got too much on the outside that I want to do, that I want to accomplish, than be worried about somebody, like I said, that's a loser with stupidity on their mind, right? So you call in another guy, and if I was that other guy and I received that call, maybe he didn't know, maybe she didn't tell him, hey, I'm over here with X, Y, and Z. Can you come pick me up? Do you want to go get something to eat? Can you take me to go get something to eat? Right? Even if he didn't know, as soon as he pulled up and he peeped what the situation was, and she tried to walk over to the car, hey, before you get in, I didn't know you was doing this. I don't want anything to do with this. Lose my number. Hey, my brother, I'm sorry. I didn't know she was going crazy. I'm out. And then that turns into he leaves you in the parking lot. Both of them basically leave you in the parking lot because you decided, well, where are all of the men at? I can't believe they left me in a... Well, you shouldn't have done something so stupid. You shouldn't have done something so ignorant, but you did. Y'all got to learn to start making better choices. Number one. Number two, you're upset with him and you decide to call another man when you really didn't have any recommendations either. Y'all are losers.
You can see that this person is objectively unhealthy.
Oh, hey, that was me. And actually in that picture, I was only 500 pounds.
Oh, that's my bad. You're still morbidly obese. You're making light of your terrible health while fitting into shoes like this.
You have so much to say about my ankles, but can your ankles do this?
Let's say a guy comes up to you at the bar, asks for your number, and you think he's really nice, and then all your friends troll you because they're like, like, he's ugly. Are you gonna give him your number? Probably not.
Now, this is exactly what I meant when I said, ladies, stop dating men based on your friends' preferences. That has nothing to do with you. Why in the world you would care about something like this? Some of you are just stuck in high school. And I'm gonna give some grace because this woman looks very young. So I hope that high school wasn't that long ago, because some of y'all have this mentality and you're like your 30s, and that's concerning.
Today we have how to be a gentleman. Now I'm going to start with some things that should be pretty widely known, should be common knowledge, and we're going to work our way down to the gems. The stuff that clearly none of you guys know how to do. Number one, open the door, open the car door, open the door of the restaurant. Pretty common knowledge, right? Don't really need to go further into this one. Number two, walk in between your woman and the road. Your job as a man is to protect the woman that you're with. If you're out on a date with a woman, even if you're not dating her yet, still your job as a man to make sure that she's safe, okay? She should not be walking next to the road where there's cars driving, shit can fall, a whole bunch of shit can go on. If she's in between you and the wall, you have more control over the space that you're in. Number three, always pay the bill. I don't care if you were on the worst fucking day of your life. Pay the bill and get out of there. Your reputation as a man is worth more than the $60 you're going to have this woman pay. Any guy telling you split the bill, there's a reason he doesn't have a girlfriend or a wife. Fuck that guy. Number four, take the lead and make plans. When you're trying to go out on a date with a woman, you should not be like, oh, where do you want to go to eat? No. Hey, we're going to the steakhouse. We're going to go at 7. I'll pick you up at 6:30. Be ready. Wear something nice. She's going to be like, holy shit, this guy's confident. He makes the decisions for me, so all I have to do is show up and look pretty and have a good time. Number 5, be polite to everyone. This is such an easy thing to do. Please, thank you, excuse me, you're welcome. Common manners. Last but not least, walk away when it's time to walk away. If a woman doesn't want to be with you, you sitting there bitching and complaining and begging for her to come back ain't going to change that. 9 times out of 10, if she says she doesn't want you and you say, okay, I respect your decision. It was fun. Then she's going to be like, whoa, what the fuck was that? And you might get your way. But you sitting and not walking away when it's time to walk away is hurting you more than you know. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today, and I will see you guys at the same time again tomorrow.
And I really do love this type of content because I think the overall message is to just be a man. In every situation, just be a man. Just basically, and it's not, just be masculine. It's more so along the lines of do what you know to do. When everybody else is doing wrong, you go ahead and you do the right thing. But I always stress, say for instance, when he's talking about paying the bill, you at some point in time want to protect your investment. You don't want to continue spending money on women that don't really like you, right? So that's why I encourage you to have a FaceTime call, a phone call with them before you go out on a date. Really ask those questions. Really think about what you're going to ask and the direction that you're trying to go. So when you get on that phone, conversation's probably going to be a little bit shaky at first, but then once you get into it, then you can start figuring out how to maneuver the conversation to what you want to talk about, how you want to talk about it, and getting to know what you need to know about the person before taking them out on a date and spending that money. You don't need to continue to spend money over and over again on somebody that really didn't like you in the first place.
Anything men can do, we can do better. Oh, the heck? That's a lot of ice and stuff. I never thought about how that job would be needed, yeah. Oh my gosh. I would hate. Not only is it difficult and very high up, but it's crazy. Oh. What the heck is that? Reject delusions. Embrace gender differences.
Keep going. No. 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 They need to start teaching how to survive classes. We have to learn how to react and make decisions when we feel like we're in the worst case scenario, because obviously her brain was not on. She could have easily turned around, like make a U-turn. She could have either went straight or she could have backed all the way up and break that thing. Whatever it is to make it feel like she was safe without harming others. What do y'all think is the best way to get around this situation?
Why do many women think men should care about a woman having her own money if they rarely spend it on them?
I think it's probably more so about being independent.
What's the difference between being independent and being self-sufficient?
I don't know. I think being independent is one thing, but being self-sufficient is being able to completely take care of yourself, not having to rely on anybody for anything. Being independent, you're just kind of more confident, I think.
Oh, like why do they care if the woman has money if they don't spend it on the man, you mean? Because they want to see that they're an independent woman, but then as soon as they realize they actually are an independent woman, they often get intimidated.
The whole fact that you bring money into an equation of something to say like I have my own money or I'm an independent woman lets me know that you have no concept of romanticism, because romanticism is a together thing. So I think men are more romantic by the pretext of they don't blurt out that they're independent people and that they don't need people.
I like to have my own money all of the time, and I work for what I have, so I don't know how to answer that question.
Women see having a job, or a lot of these modern women are seeing having a job as being competent. Look what I can do. I'm educated. I went through and got a degree, then I went through and got another degree. So that shows you I'm not just some bum. And look at the way that I put myself together. Once again, that shows you that I'm not a bum. Even if my hair is fake, my nails are fake, my eyelashes are fake, all of that stuff, my behind is fake, my chest is fake, I'm competent. I did all of this stuff. Everything is intentional. It's placed in a certain way, and I'm situated. I'm not just out here just floating all over. I take time to work on myself, regardless of if it's a little enhancement or not, right? That's probably how they're put it. So when I talk about me being educated, or I talk about me, not only being educated, but highly educated, not only having a job, but having a high paying job, running a business, running 2 or 3 businesses, that should let you know as a man that I'm worthy of you, that I'm on your level. So when you get in a relationship with me, I'm assuming that because I'm competent, you're going to be that same level of competent. That's why, and because I've worked hard and I've been intentional, that's why I need you on the same level as I am. So I want you to start at base level, $100,000 or more, because I'll know with the or more that you're at the minimum standard of competency. You're at the minimum. Basically, I'm projecting what I would do onto you, how I think onto you. Because if I did all of this stuff and I was intentional about it, that means if you're at the same level of me, you did the same stuff, similar stuff, and now you've gotten to the level that I've gotten to. That's why I'm not going to date a man that, even if he's making 90K, I'm not going to date him because he hasn't been as intentional as me. I need you to be as intentional as me. Sure, I can probably put a little money into you and fix you up. You're a little bit of a fixer-upper, but once again, I've worked hard, and I think that my work should be recognized. And so therefore, I'm not letting down on my standard. That's what they talk about when they're independent, when they don't need a man. Well, I don't need you. I've done all of this stuff by myself, right? But once again, what they're confusing, I like the question he asked. Are you independent or are you self-sufficient? Like, I can do all this stuff on my own. I don't really need a lot of people for anything. It being independent usually has to do with your attitude, at least for modern women, right? If a man asks you, so what do? You might say, well, I'm in tech. I do X, Y, and Z. And that's just a part of who I am. But modern women make independence. They make their career who they are. They make how much money they have, their personality. Oh, I've got this type of body, or this type of hair. They make basically material stuff, very materialistic. They make material stuff their whole entire personality. And when men sniff that out and they see that, they say, oh, I'm not interested. And that's what modern women are calling intimidation. Well, you couldn't get like me, so you must have been. No, I don't want to deal with that nonsense.
I've given up on dating because there is no age range that works for me. So I'm 55. Men who are 55 and are available are either one, divorced. If they're divorced, it's usually their fault. If you've never been married, then you're either really ugly and nobody ever wanted to marry you, or you're way too good looking and you've just been playing the field the whole time and you're a complete narcissist. Divorced men are also totally disgruntled. They think it was the woman's fault. They're mad about everything, and they're usually bald and fat. Men in their 40s are better looking, but if they're divorced, they usually have little kids. And if they're divorced, they're either pissed off because they're divorced and life didn't turn out the way they planned, or they're just busy trying to get as much you-know-what as they can because they're free again. And they're not interested in anything else but just that. Men in their 30s are fine that they haven't had kids yet or anything because they're still in their 30s. They're better looking. They have hair, but you have nothing in common with them. I'm 2 lifetimes ahead of them. That's it. There's nothing left. There is nothing left.
Really, honestly, and truly, this is the conclusion. This is the conclusion that you've come to when you've wasted your time in life, when you've played around.
If a man and wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same statistical chance as children raised by just their father. Girls with no fathers in the home have lower self-esteem. No father families more likely to be victims of abuse, especially with single mothers. Children with high BMI more often come from fatherless homes. Here's something. Fathers have the fittest children. That was really interesting to me. The more opportunities a child has to interact with biological father, the less likely they are to commit a crime or have contact with the juvenile justice system. Okay, another way to say that is men and women who are incarcerated, the population of the prisons mostly encompass fatherless homes. Now, here's something that no one else has mentioned, which I think is cool, and I don't really say this eloquently. If a man and wife raise a child, they're less likely to end up in jail, but they have the same statistical chance as children raised by just their father.
Clarissa's so cringe. She bald head. She ain't got hair on her head. Papoose using her. She act like that's her first boyfriend. And so what? So what? A lot of y'all getting used by men that don't claim y'all. A lot of y'all getting used and abused by men that he drop you off to work. He can't even come pick you up on time from work. He too busy tricking off with his other girl. A lot of y'all bald head. A lot of y'all don't have edges. A lot of y'all hair thin. A lot of y'all can't get a man. She's so happy she got a boy. And so what? Yes, be happy. You know how hard it is to find a good man. So even if he is using her, even if that is the case, it don't matter. Why? Because he's treating her the way she wants to be treated. He's treating her with respect. He's walking proudly with his woman, and that's just what it is. A lot of y'all getting used and abused and unclaimed. A lot of y'all can't even walk around with the man it is that you're so delusional about.
Each his own, but I feel like if you're looking for a relationship, you should be looking for a partner rather than someone just to take care of you. And I know that speaks for some, not all, but I just feel like, why can't we split things? Why can't we meet in the middle? Why can't sometimes I cover fully, you cover fully, like whatever works for us? Don't allow society, to be, that's what has to be for you. A lot of people are in different scenarios. It's hard out here. I don't know about y'all, but it's hard. I went food shopping. I had to tell my kids, you really gonna eat that shit? Because if you're not gonna eat that shit, put that shit back. Huh? I definitely feel like a partnership is better than just someone just taking care of you. I want to be able to let you know that you don't have to do it by yourself. I want you to know that kick up your feet sometimes and vice versa. As long as you guys are feeding each other, fueling each other, serving each other. That's the whole point of being in a partnership to me. Say, you know how guys are always like, the men take out the garbage. Okay, but if there's 10 garbage back there, I'm going to take out 5, you take out 5. Why can I help you out? Especially if I ain't doing nothing. If I'm making breakfast and I'm chefing it up, make the coffee. Like, it's about being teams. It's about like also communicating. When you have it, when I don't have it, I just communicate, serve each other. Let your partner know that you are actually here to be a partner, not just kick back and just take care of me. I mean, of course it's time to be pampered, but I just feel like, where's the partnership? Where's the partnership?
Most women aren't ready for the responsibility that comes with a stable man, because stability doesn't feed your need for emotional roller coasters. It doesn't scratch that itch for unpredictable validation. For women raised in dysfunction, peace feels boring until you lose it. A good man requires partnership, respect, and a woman who's emotionally regulated, not reactive, not reckless. Stay solid. Good men don't bend, they build. And the right woman rises to meet him.
Oh, I think this woman read my book. Wow. This is exactly why I tell men always stay in your frame. Because what she's saying is if you stay within your frame, you set your boundaries, and you don't tolerate any bullshit from your woman, regardless how emotional she gets on her roller coaster, you just stay solid. It's my rules. This is what I'm sticking to. You either like it, stay, or if you don't like it, there's the door. Those are the only two choices you get. She knows that, hey, I have a good man. He's a solid man. I'm going to stop testing him. The more a man stays in his frame, that's what she's describing, frame, as long as he stays in his frame and she has to come in and live within his frame, she will stay. The man who keeps moving with her emotion shows the woman that this man is not stable. He's not strong enough to hold me within his frame. The second I push, the frame starts to wobble, it starts to break. And every time he gives me my way, he collapses. That is not a strong man. She don't respect that man. She cannot respect that man.
Can mommy hold your hand? Hey, mama's talking to you. Legacy. Can I hold your... Hey! Turn it for.
Tighten up.
Your mama say hold her hand, hold her hand. Not my hand, your mama. Go hold her hand. Now. Go hold her hand. Hold it. Hold it. Hey. Hold her hand. Hold her hand. Thank you.
Here's the number one thing. You're going to have to decide your own parenting style for your family. Nobody can tell you how to do that. But at the end of the day, I love the fact that you have an active, present father that is there to support his family. And when he has his little son that is acting up, he has no problem giving him a little pat on the butt that you know he probably didn't even feel because he's already got a diaper on, right? But then that little boy understood that you don't disrespect mom, you listen to mom, and that he's going to correct that scenario right then, and hopefully it doesn't happen again. But love the fact, again, you have active, present father that is being there to help with discipline, especially when it comes to supporting his significant other and making sure that this little boy knows how to treat his mom.
And now, why did you end up popping your balloon?
Just because you're not my type. I'm gonna just be honest. But also, I love women. I don't think anything a girl wears to like show her confidence should be threatening in a sense. Like, I should be able to wear what I want to wear in front of your mom too. And I just feel like when I realized that you popped for her cleavage, like, I like to look good. So I'm gonna have cleavage, legs, tats. Like, if it's not your thing, then it's just, we're not gonna work.
I feel like there's a time and place for everything that you wear. And I just wouldn't feel comfortable with bringing you to my mother looking like that with that right there. So, yeah, I'm glad we did match, though.
It's not about having confidence. It's tacky. You don't need to be wearing that. And the fact that you're saying, well, I would wear this in front of your mom. Why would you? Why would you? It shows that you can't really read the situation. Can't really read the room like you're saying that you can. Most modern women say, learn how to read the room. And you can't do that. And you just told us, you confirmed to us that you can't read the room. Not only can you not read the room, you're not trying to. Number one. Number two, well, I should say number two, number three, you're defiant in what you're trying to do. So you're going to walk up in here and you're going to create chaos. You know that you're about to create a problem and you're going to do it anyway. And you're going to expect the man to back you up in doing so. And when a man says, no, I think you need to go change, then all of a sudden he's insecure. Did you ever think that maybe you were insecure for thinking that I got to show my body and get a certain type of attention? I can't garner attention based off of who I am, based on my own merit. I've got to get it by somebody staring up all up my dress, all down my dress. I got to get it that way. And if a man says, hey, if you want to be safer, if you want to get a certain type of attention, maybe change your clothes. All of a sudden he's controlling.
I want to know why women live life on easy mode, because we got these beta orbiters that exist. Watch the video.
Show you guys all the stuff that y'all got me off my wish list so far.
I sped up the video, but if you didn't hear what she said, this is what y'all got me off my wish list so far. So I guess her supporters, her fans are buying her stuff off the wish list that she put in her bio.
First of all, we got this giant box of paint. Y'all know I'm so excited for that because look, I've been arts and crafting my butt off. So we have like 50 colors. 50 colors. Do you know what I'm going to do with these 50 colors?
All right, I'm about to speed up the video a little bit faster and slow it down to the point I want y'all to see.
I'm going to pick myself for you guys naked. I hope this makes you really happy. XOXO. From Zachary, darling.
How ironic the dude has my name. It wasn't me, though. I'm not selling that bitch shit.
This is a favorite. Skin-colored markers. Skin-colored markers. Do you hear me? Please excuse the little rodents running around. I used it already. Do you see this? Skin-colored. I used it already. First day I got it, I could not wait to use the skin-colored markers. So, shout out to you. I'm super thankful for that. Enjoy your gift. I'm going to need a happy birthday clap. So if you're watching this, hold up. Happy birthday to Chris. Happy Happy birthday to you.
Remember this guy in the beginning of the video? Well, let's check out his comment. I won't read all, but I'll read most of it. I'll tell you what, whoever's with this woman is one lucky son of a bitch. I mean, she is one fine-ass woman. I will get he means give my left nut to get married to her. She is God's gift from God. She is true angel. And when I tell you she's the most beautiful woman on planet Earth to me, she is, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. You see, I have to stop because like this exists on planet Earth and they give her all the attention. And this is why her life is on easy mode. Y'all can continue reading if you want, but I'm not gonna lie, Shorty's not ugly, right? She's decent, she got a decent body and stuff like that. But we got clowns like this in her comment section, probably sending her wads of cash, Cash App, Apple Pay, PayPal, whatever, just sending her money because she's existing. Now, I'll never hate on the game, and I'll never hate on the player, but all I gotta say is, men like this gotta put your dick in the dirt because women like this will never give you the time of day. They're just gonna use you and kick you to the curb. But men like this are so desperate and thirsty, they think this woman will give them the time of day. She won't, bro. She's not gonna let you hit, man. Trust me. And I know Thirsty in the comments gonna ask for her ad. I didn't block it out for that exact reason. Be thirsty just like him. And we have people living like this? Ah, man, we're cooked. We're cooked.
I guess what Jerry said was simping, but to me, when that guy was saying, hey, if I give you whatever gift that I'm going to give you, I want you to do X for me. It's very transactional. And she's operating in her gift, which is S work. That's what this is. Now, I don't know, so I can't necessarily say she goes all the way and she's laying down with people because I don't know that to be true. But what it does look like is she at least shakes her behind and she uses her body in order to get views, right? And so men are saying, okay, if it's a very transactional relationship, it's very transactional. Apparently she's okay with it. And obviously the dudes are, like I said, I don't know if I would call it simping, but you know, you're being objectified. Men are treating you as an object, and I guess you're okay with that, which is, you know, it's fine. But just be aware that when men start disrespecting you, know that you are an object, and so you can't come on here. Like I think I saw Sophie Rain on an interview through somebody else who was putting, you know, her content out and reacting to it. She basically said, well, I don't do stuff like Bonnie Blue does. I'm still, you know, a virgin, and I guess she wouldn't be sleeping with somebody if she's a virgin. But you know, sometimes they say, well, I'm a virgin, but not for my job. I sleep with men on the job, but I've never slept with anybody in real life. No people that I've loved, right? So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what Sophie Rain does. I just know that she does OnlyFans. I'm not even sure what Bonnie Blue does. I just know that she's messed around with like 20 different guys based on what I hear. But y'all are all pretty much the same. Regardless of what you're claiming, y'all are all pretty much the same.
A woman decides that whatever her personal shit is, that she want to go be for the streets, or she want to go be a single mom, or she too strong for this shit, or whatever she decides. Once she decides that she wants to break up the stability and structure of that household, her fucking children suffer because they had that structure and they had that access to their father. Now, when she goes away and takes the children with her, which happens over 90% of the time, she expects you as a man to continue to do all of the shit you were doing from the household. Now, I got to go build a whole new fucking life. See, my life was in the household with you and these children. That was my life. Every day I woke up and I was about you and those children. Now I got to create a whole new life, a whole new foundation for life. I got to figure out where the fuck I'm going to even live now. The problem is the children go with her. And yes, I know later on down the line, she want to push the motherfuckers over on you. But yeah, but that's because she bit off more than she can chew. And now the children are fucked up in the head now because you weren't there and they've been raised by her all this time. when they get out of school. And then when they come to those practices and when they come to those games and when they come to all that shit. Now remember, at the same time, you got to recover emotionally from this shit because you loved your responsibility as a father. You loved your responsibility as a husband. That's why so many men are broken when they come out of these relationships because motherfuckers don't want you to take time to yourself, man, to rebuild yourself. You got to figure out who the hell you are now. As men, man, we deserve the right to save ourselves. First of all, there's humiliation from the fact you can't be a father anymore. Then there's the frustration from the fact you can't be a father anymore. Then the woman moves on and she may take the child away a long way. Let's say you live in Miami and your fucking mom moved to New York with the children. Well, you just fucked up their life. Because I know damn well you're not expecting me to try to figure out how to get back and forth to New York. You made that decision. Yeah, I ain't had no input on that shit. And I know women say, well, if I had the children, if I had to get them, I'd make no, the fuck you wouldn't. Because every man I know who got custody of his children, man, the woman disappeared and went and lived her own motherfucking life. She was not being active in no children's life once she got them over to their dad. She was young and free again. And I say that in 100% of situations. So I want y'all to understand, man, as men, we got to stop taking responsibility and accountability for shit that women decide to do. If she make the decision that she's strong enough to be a single mom and she can go do it by herself, well, goddamn, let her go do it. Owe her anything if she decides that she wants to break up the stability and structure of a home that her children are thriving in to go do some other shit.
And he said something in there, which is what I think a lot of men resonate with. He said, as men, we deserve the right, we reserve the right, and we deserve the right to save ourselves. And we talk about a lot men continuing, even when the ship is going down, to be men. And I gotta die for you. I gotta put my life on the line for you. And you hate me over and over again. You hate me. You tell me that you hate me. I gotta put my life down for you. I gotta lay my life down for you. When I die, you won't even come to my funeral. You be on YouTube and TikTok talking mess about me. Yeah, I'm glad he did. Even if I sacrificed for you, specifically for you, saved you. Yeah, he might have saved me, but his life's work was trash. And I'm not sacrificing for you. I'm not dying for you. You don't mean anything to me. I don't mean anything to you. I think that's fair. You apparently don't like me, and I'm not going to be hanging around people who don't like me. And that's where men are. A lot of men are today. If you act like I ain't nothing to you, I'm trash to you, I'm expendable, I'm disposable, then what in the world am I doing around you?
Every girl has that one guy, the one who ruined her for everybody else. You never get over him. You just learn to live without him. He set the standard. Every kiss after him feels weaker. Every I love you sounds quieter. You also compare silently every single day, even on your wedding day. You settle for safe because Dangerous broke you once again and you swore to yourself, never again. You'll say, I'm happy, while staring at the ceiling at night, wondering what he's doing right now. Your physical body will be in the bed next to your husband, but your soul will still be in that old car, that old motorcycle, the old apartment, the old version of you that felt alive. You'll teach your daughters to never settle while secretly knowing you did. One day you will see his name pop up or hear his favorite song and your heart will skip a beat like you're 19 again and you hate yourself for it. If he is not the man who still owns a piece of you, don't put his ring on your finger. Because second choice love turns into first class regret. Marry the man that you cannot live without, not the one that you can live with.
What are you talking about, Lauren? This is not it. Even on your wedding day is diabolical. You mean that man didn't spend all that money on the engagement ring, on the wedding ring? All of that stuff is set. And you still talking about a man that done pumped you and dumped you back in the 12th grade. What are we doing? What are we doing? And I understand you're being honest, but that just lets us know we got to do better.